name is Mohamed Imran. I'm one of the founding board members of Center for Interfaith Understanding. We call it CIFU actually, in short. I come to a realization that the government cannot do everything. There are certain things that perhaps is best done at the civil society sphere. We have to build what I would call the muscles in our general population to be resilient enough to be able to withstand the challenges if our society is being dragged along different directions.
In CIFU, what's really prized is not just mere representation, it's also about genuine dialogue and engagement. So we have dialogues and seminars and really visits to places of worship, all of which really help to bring people together from different belief systems.
People share about their personal experiences, their lived reality, and that opens a window for others to actually develop empathy of trying to look at an issue through the lens of another person.
When people get to cultivate very robust and appreciative relationships with people of other religions and faiths, automatically there is a friendship, there is an understanding.
You find delightful friends, people, places where we go to kopi and makan and have chit-chat and talk and joke, and yet have some very, very serious and honest conversations about the divine, about how we feel about things.
So one of CIFU's earliest project was called Heart-to-Heart Conversation, where we bring in people from diverse backgrounds. With trained facilitators, we guided them in conversations over a range of issues. So racism is one, social inequality, gender and sexual orientation issues. People, I feel, are eager to discuss, but sometimes they need the right platform where they can feel it's safe enough for them to share their views. People who are part of CIFU, we do not make a claim to represent religion, because to us, people who are involved in interfaith represent themselves, coming from different faith backgrounds, including those with no religion.
It can serve as an inspiration for the bigger society to see that this kind of relationship that we have with strangers, with people who society or the world might think would be antagonistic to one another, can actually bear fruitful engagement.
I'm Pri, I'm an educator, I'm also a mother and the founder of Don't Say OK Kanmani. Don't Say OK Kanmani is actually a play on a Tamil movie, OK Kanmani. The idea was really to find something that's catchy. It was also a reminder to South Asian women to say, you don't have to say OK to everything. I wanted a space for myself and to meet the community and people who have gone through the same challenges and struggles as I have. And during COVID, I found the time to actually just start something. We started off with a lot of online sessions and online engagement.
When I found the page and I saw all these South Asian women sharing their stories, I knew that I wanted to be part of it. The themes and topics is very much shaped by the voices in our community. So kind of like a collection almost of stories of South Asian women in Singapore.
And now we have moved over to more physical events that the community has really organically kind of come together. We do community building initiatives where women just come together, they talk with one another through intentional bracelet making or art making, fireside chats on different topics.
Issues like mental health journeys, tackling social taboos. It's just a space for people to be authentic and to be comfortable and to just journey together with us.
We also do advocacy work, so a lot on social media, topics that impact the women. We actually ask the women what they want to talk about and we then organize it.
So I think when it comes to adulting, it's very difficult to connect with new people and especially people with relatable experiences in the brown community.
It's better when we meet people, we hear their stories and we actually find out that a lot of things that we are going through, personally, individually, that everyone is going through the same thing.
I think that's quite heartening to know that people actually want to be a part of this community and talk about different things.
The challenge is to get people who do not believe in dialogue, as well as people who are skeptical of dialogue, to actually feel that, okay, they are willing to give it a try. The objective of dialogue is not to end with an agreement or end with a consensus.
How do you assimilate everyone but at the same time know how to respect and celebrate the differences, right? I think it's really just giving the minorities an opportunity to share their stories. There's a lot of power in the narratives that come from the minority groups or just smaller community groups.
Governments have to continuously engage with groups, no matter what their size is. We also have to learn that in a democratic space, there's a lot of give and take, that we cannot be expecting that our own views will triumph over everything else. but it's important to keep that conversation going.
With DSOK, it's not really just about confining it to the South Asian women community, but to see how we can expand it out. So how can the majority groups understand what it means to be a South Asian woman? That's something that I aspire to work towards, to see how we can create platforms where we talk about this in a larger landscape.
If you want a more cohesive society, you have to actually work towards greater inclusion. My vision for CIFU, to be a center where networks of individuals and groups feel comfortable, and where those who feel that they lack a voice feels that this is a place where they can be heard.